Alien abduction of Linda Napolitano. According to the Ipsos 2020 report, around 45% of Americans believe that UFOs exist and have visited the Earth, while another 25% believe that aliens have similar societies to humans. Many victims claim to have been abducted by small gray-colored humanoids, greys, and then taken to spaceships for experiments or mating. Among them, Linda Napolitano's case is the most well-documented UFO encounter. Linda Napolitano, who uses the pseudonym Linda Cortile, a young woman in her 20s, claimed that in November 1989 she had been pulled by gray humanoids from her bedroom window while her husband was asleep next to her. Soon after this horrific incident, she contacted Bud Hopkins, an American UFO researcher who even wrote a book entitled The True Story of the Brooklyn Bridge UFO Abductions, describing the UFO events that occurred on November 30, 1989. The year was 1989. Manhattan, New York City. 3 a.m. Linda Napolitano was asleep in bed with her husband in their cozy little apartment until she awoke to several gray humanoid creatures looking down at her. When asked why she didn't immediately alert her husband to the intruders, she claimed that the alien beings told her to remain quiet, in a language she neither knew nor should have been able to understand. "I'm standing up on nothing, and they take me out all the way up, way above the building. Ooh, I hope I don't fall. The UFO opens up almost like a clam and then I'm inside. I see benches similar to regular benches, and they're bringing me down a hallway. Doors open like sliding doors. Inside are all these lights and buttons and a big long table. I don't want to get up on that table. They get me on the table anyway. They start saying things to me and I'm yelling. I can still yell. One of them says something that sounds like, "Nabi egg." I think they were trying to tell me to be quiet because he put his hand over my mouth. Due to some memory loss, which is either the result of her traumatic experience or of the fact that even she can't fully comprehend her own story, Napolitano's recollections of the events following her weird wake-up call are patchy at best. According to her, the little gray Edward Cullen had somehow made her float out of her closed apartment window, 12 stories above solid ground, and higher still until she reached their UFO, which opened like a clam upon her arrival. Once inside, Napolitano claims she was taken into some sort of medical bay and had several routine procedures done on her. You know, the usual alien stuff, except the only probing Napolitano was subjected to was that of her nasal cavity. The only thing she remembers after the medical examination is lying in her bed next to her still sleeping husband 3 hours later. Napolitano enlisted the help of a well-known alien abduction researcher, Bud Hopkins, to help her make sense of her story, and of course, based on his title alone, it's no surprise that he believed her. He even wrote a book about her experiences because, oh yeah, Napolitano actually claimed she was abducted several times before and after this famous incident titled Witnessed: The True Story of the Brooklyn Bridge UFO Abductions. So, weird, gray, humanoid creatures with a knack for anatomical exploration. A typical alien abduction claim, right? Wrong. Because this time, the aliens left a little something behind. When Napolitano got an X-ray of her head after the incident, her doctor noticed a strange, foreign object lodged inside her nose. Though the doctor informed her that it was likely accidentally left behind after a surgery, Napolitano wasn't buying it. She hadn't had any surgeries in or even near her nose. Hopkins believed it to be an alien device, and his theory was facilitated by the fact that the device disappeared after another one of Napolitano's abductions, leaving nothing but some scar tissue in its place. Other than physical evidence, Napolitano also supposedly has the word of some pretty powerful people on her side. 2 police officers known only as Richard and Dan, though, to be fair, I'm not sure I would want my name attached to something like this either. Even Napolitano had originally used a fake name, confessed to Hopkins that they witnessed Napolitano and 3 aliens hovering near a large UFO just outside of Napolitano's apartment. One of the officers so strongly believed in what he had seen and felt so guilty for not helping Napolitano that he suffered extreme paranoia, stalked Napolitano, and then had a nervous breakdown. What makes these men even stronger witnesses is that, upon exploring the lives of Richard and further, Hopkins discovered that they were actually close-quarters bodyguards for an important political figure who was also said to have witnessed the abduction. No political figure has ever publicly stepped forward because many believe the third witness was former United Nations statesman Javier Pérez de Cuellar, as it's believed he had privately aided Hopkins in unraveling the details and truths of Napolitano's case. There's plenty of skepticism surrounding Cuellar's role in the case and the very existence of Richard and Dan, especially considering that Hopkins never actually met any of them. All correspondence was by mail. But that's not where the witness testimonies end. Far from it, actually. The Linda Napolitano abduction currently has 23 supposed witnesses, including employees at the New York Post, Their office building was right across from Napolitano's apartment, and a woman driving across the Brooklyn Bridge during the incident who said she thought she was witnessing a sci-fi movie being filmed. As with all alien abduction stories, the details of Napolitano's case are hazy, and the witness testimonies are met with a heavy load of skepticism. But usually those witness testimonies aren't in such abundance. And, hey, if most of us can acknowledge the fact that there may be alien beings with superior intellects in existence somewhere in the universe, is it really that hard to believe that some have already visited Earth to study the quintessentially human act of digging for nose gold?